Hello my dears, welcome back to Let It Cook cooking channel. Today once again an asparagus dish, green asparagus with salt, lemons and capers. For this we need olive oil, pepper, salt, lemons, sliced almonds, butter, capers, green asparagus and dill. This is a dish I recently had at my friend Lisa's place and I really enjoyed it. Shout out to her, that's why I'm going to show it to you today because it's really simple and a very good side dish, also for barbecues or if you want to bring something special. So we'll start with the green asparagus. We'll trim the ends a bit, and you can be a little more generous with that because the ends are usually a bit woody, right? And then you don't have to do this, but I always like to peel the lower third of the green asparagus a bit. Also because of that woodiness, it's always a good idea. So just like that, yeah, you can see for yourself, just peel off the lower part a bit. I'm doing it today with preserved lemons. That's because I made them recently. If you don't have those at home, you can also just grate a bit of lemon zest over it at the end when the dish is finished. It has a similar effect, but it actually tastes a bit more refined. The asparagus is peeled. Now just put it in the baking dish as the first step. It's so nicely curved today, I think it looks great. Now pour quality olive oil over it. Don't be stingy with it. So then we'll season the whole thing with a bit of pepper and salt and a small pinch of sugar. Not too much sugar, you know. Sugar is unhealthy, but you can add a little bit. That just balances out the lemon really nicely later on, right? You can see it's really just a pinch. That's totally enough, right? And now just do this. My hands are, of course, freshly washed. Just toss it nicely so that there's a bit of the oil everywhere. Now let's see if we can get that in there. And now I've preheated the oven to 180 degrees Celsius with convection, and now it goes in there for about 15 to 20 minutes. Depending on your oven, you should check on it. About 17 minutes should be enough for you too. I'll just pop it in quickly. Okay, now add a good dollop of butter. So you can really put in a whole cube. Now I have these tiny little capers here, okay? If you can only get the really big ones, just chop them up once so they're not quite as intense in flavor, all right? Because if you bite into a big caper like that, all you taste is that caper. Then I'll go ahead and chop the dill. That's an incredibly interesting combination. I really enjoyed it. Try it at home. I secretly ate almost the whole plate. Lisa was so nice and shared her recipe with me. Bye. All right, bye. Pluck off the coarse stems a bit. And now we don't want to pulverize it too finely, right? We don't want to end up with a paste, but we want to really keep those essential oils in there. That's why we're making a little pile here and just roughly run the knife through it once, right? That's about it. That's what it should look like. That's totally enough. Just chop up the coarse pieces together. Genau. Exactly. Okay, you can also, it's one more step if you're up for it, fry the capers. Honestly, that'll make it even better. I'm telling you. I don't have frying oil and don't want the apartment to smell, so I'm skipping this step today. It still works fine. It's even better to fry them once in real oil and then put them on a towel. That way they get really crispy and also lose a bit of that extreme saltiness, right? But today we're going to do something a bit similar because I'm going to saute them a little in butter. It's sort of like frying them in oil, and we're just saving ourselves a step. Now these amazing preserved lemons come into play. If you want to know how to make them, there's a link up here. The problem is it takes a while. Yeah, you'll have to wait a few weeks. So if you want to try this yourself, go ahead and preserve some lemons. It's also the perfect time for lemons right now. Just make yourself a jar because there will be more recipes with them coming up. So I can really recommend it. Then we'll just take out one or two pieces here. Ensure there aren't too many seeds. And now we'll chop everything up really small and fine with the peel and everything. It's fermented or rather preserved in salt. You can easily eat the peel with it. I already told you the trick for what to do if you don't have this at home, but this just has a bit more depth and flavor. That's enough. And now just chop this up a bit, okay? We want to chop this fairly finely because it has a very strong flavor. And we only want to have a little bit of it on the fork later. Yes, if you bite into a huge piece of lemon peel, it's the same as with the big capers. Then you'll only taste lemon peel and not the other nice flavors anymore, right? Just put your fingers on the front and chop through it a bit like this. Please don't use a food processor or a hand blender for this because it'll just turn into mush. You'll squeeze out too much flavor that way, making everything taste like lemon again. Yeah, that already smells fantastic. Now the butter is melted. Now you add the almonds. And now we'll let them get nicely golden and roasted in the butter. When the almonds start to turn brown, then we can add the capers. And it splatters a bit, so you have to be careful because there's still a bit of caper brine in there. But basically, we're getting the same effect as if you were frying it, right? We just always have to be careful with the butter. Don't let it get too dark because if it burns, it turns bitter. So never fry butter at too high a temperature. You can already see little spots forming. That's totally fine. In the kitchen, that's called brown butter. The butter gets a slightly nutty flavor from that. That's exactly what we want to achieve. Now we'll lower the heat a little. Let it toss together nicely. That looks really good. And now I add the lemon. I also want the lemon to get a little dry and release its flavor. That's enough for me. Thank you very much. Smells fantastic, believe me. This is just an amazing recipe. It's so quick and so delicious. Okay, now we turn off the heat and wait until the asparagus is done. About 5 more minutes, then I'll show you how to finish it. I've had the asparagus in there for 20 minutes now. That's just right. It shouldn't get really brown, it just needs to be cooked through. And now you pour this marinade over it. Make sure there's a little bit everywhere. This is really fantastically delicious. It smells so good. And the cool thing is you can prepare it really well in advance, and if you want to serve it warm, you can just put it back in the oven for a bit, okay? It's going to be super delicious. There. And now sprinkle a good amount of dill on top. I'll just sprinkle a little on top for now. And there, my dears, it's no problem. It'll soak in a bit more now. I want to taste it for you so you can see my reaction, though I already know how amazing it is. I just ate it a moment ago. Lots of fresh dill. This combination of dill and capers. I've never had this before, and it tastes so delicious. If it's still really hot right now, of course, you can let it cool down nicely. Yeah, then it will marinate a bit more as well. I say this quite often, yeah, that the stuff I cook always tastes pretty good. But you have to cook this yourselves. You saw it only takes 10 minutes. It's so delicious, especially if you have vegetarians visiting. This is something insanely special. Try it out, my dears. Leave a like and, of course, a comment. Always interact with the channel. Tell your friends. See you next week on Let's Hit Cook Cooking channel. Take care. Bye.